Good morning, guys. Happy Saturday. So I'm so excited. I'm here with my mommy. Hey, Mom. Hey. And we are actually on our way to the Dave Ramsey conference. I want to say concert because my husband keeps making fun of me and saying concert because he knows I'm like a super fan. So we're we're less than an hour away from seeing Dave and Chris Hogan and Rachel Cruz and all those fantastic people, and I'm so excited, guys. We are heading to Alpharetta, Georgia, and we'll be hanging out there for a little bit for the SMART conference, and I just can't say it enough. I'm so excited. Mom and Dad got me this present for my birthday, and I'm so excited. I don't know if you guys can see this, but I have my t-shirt on. Get my hair all the way. It says Gazelle Intense, you wouldn't understand. It's got the gazelle running over the money. This is the t-shirt that my coworker got me for my birthday, so I'm really excited to wear that as well. And maybe I'm going to be seeing you guys there. I don't know. So hopefully it's going to be a great day, and I will kind of pick you guys up in between. I don't know how much I'm going to be able to film, but I'll try to get some clips of it. Probably won't be talking when I'm doing it, but I will try to show you guys at least some parts of it. So I hope you guys enjoy, and I will pick you guys up in a little bit. Bye.
You gonna watch my podcast? Okay.
Atlanta, welcome to the stage. Big time. It's Dave Ramsey. Truth is, you're just happy you're not in Florida. Welcome, guys. We are honored to have you today. We are so pumped. We are so excited. This is like, participating in an all-star game. I was sitting around, I was thinking, one of the blessings of my life with the radio show and the other things I've gotten to do is I've gotten to meet a lot of my heroes. Let's keep going. Get your notes out in Atlanta. Join me in welcoming to the stage Rachel Cruz.
Good to see you guys, even up in the balcony and in the other room. So great to be here. So, real quick, okay, I've been married, it'll be 7 years in December to my husband Winston, and we have, thank you, yeah, we have an 18-month-old little girl, Amelia. And so I'm on the road for a straight month, and so they're coming to different cities, about 3 different cities throughout this book tour to say hi to me. So Amelia is here, and I've never done this, but can I bring her out just so you can?
Yes. Aww.
Can you say hi to SMART Conference? Can you say hi to everyone? Say hi. Oh my gosh, parents out there like, I'm in the club. Like, I get it. I get how you're like obsessed with your kids. So I'm just having a mom moment. Can you say hi?
Aww.
So good. All right. Say bye-bye. Can you say bye? Bye. Okay, bye-bye to my conference. Go back to Dad. I know Winston didn't want to come out. I think he should. He's right there. Okay, thanks, guys. That was just a mom moment. So thanks. Okay, so I had a really interesting thing that happened a few years ago when Winston and we were married, I guess, for about 2 years, and we looked up and we were like, gosh, we have not been on vacation. We haven't been on a trip really since our honeymoon. And we got married pretty young, so it's not like, we had a ton of time and money to go do something, but it was about the time that we were like, okay, let's go on a trip. And so we were looking at our checking account and, our time off work and all of that, and we could really only go somewhere for a long weekend. So we decided to go to Charleston, South Carolina. Charleston represent, yes. Well, so we were like, okay, this is gonna be great. So we booked this long weekend, and it was our first, again, like adult vacation, right? So we like rented a car for the first time, you know. It's like that whole big experience. And so we went to Charleston for that weekend and had an incredible time. You know, we ate at great restaurants, saw the scenery. I mean, it was amazing. So we get back from Charleston. We walked in from the airport, and I put my suitcase down, and I sit on the couch, and I start scrolling through Instagram. And at this point, we had some friends on vacation, and I was looking, and one of them was like in the Caribbean, and they were there for like a week. And I was like, oh, that's nice. And then I followed this fashion blogger, and she was in Greece on this like yacht, right? And I'm like, oh wow, that's really nice too. So I'm like scrolling through, and it seemed like almost every picture were all these vacations. Like these incredible vacations, and I'm sitting there, and probably 20, 30 minutes pass, and I look up, and I'm on AmericanAirlines.com trying to fly from Nashville to Athens, Greece. And I'm like, how did I end up here? I have no idea. But in this moment, I sat on my couch and I was like, Rachel, this is crazy. I mean, you just walked in from a great trip with your husband, and here you are already wanting to plan the next trip and feeling this like discontentment of, our trip wasn't that great. Like look at all these other trips. And I sat there and I'm like, gosh, social media. What I was doing, I was replacing my memories with someone else's moments. And in that moment, I realized, I'm about to let someone, this girl, in Greece that I've never met, by the way, dictate not only how I was going to spend my money, but how I was going to live my life. And as we talk about the subject of money, there's this theme that keeps bubbling up to the surface. And through that experience and other experiences I've had, and as I talk to people, I think more than ever in our culture today, we are letting other people's lives, other people's lifestyles, other people's expectations dictate the way we handle our money and we live our lives. And those people are the Joneses, right? Keeping up with the Joneses. That's what my parents' generation said. But what's crazy is 15 years ago, you guys, we actually had to see the Joneses in person to compare our lives to, right? You had to be sitting in your kitchen washing dishes, looking out the window and be like, oh, the Joneses got a new car. Honey, look at their new car. Now we have 18 different filters on Instagram to make the new cars look a different color, right? I mean, it's just like, oh my gosh. And we carry the Joneses around with us in our back pockets on our phones. And so this world of social media it's so interesting to me, because if we can all just be honest, like we're family now, obviously. Like Amelia just had her stage debut, right? Okay, like we're all friends. Can we just admit that the Facebook you isn't always the real you?
So the household I grew up in, Mom and Dad were entrepreneurs. They really believed that you could do anything. And they made us believe that we could do anything. But there I stood at 28 years old, within 30 days of filing bankruptcy, after having started with nothing and built $4 million worth of real estate into a real estate portfolio with $3 million worth of debt. Bank called our notes, and we spent 2.5 years of our life losing everything we owned. So there I sat at the bottom of that, with a brand new baby and a toddler and a marriage hanging on by a thread. No, Sharon and I didn't get a divorce, but sometimes we held on to each other just to get a better grip. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And there I stood in the shower with as hot as I could stand it in my face, 28 years old, so scared I couldn't breathe, and I was just standing there crying. I wasn't just broke, I was broken. The losing everything, including my business, had taken its toll on me. I'd like to tell you I bounced back, but I didn't really bounce anywhere. I just sat around and whined and moaned and blamed everybody else. You ever do something stupid and blame everybody else? Turns out McDonald's does certified coffee. So I kind of went back to my roots, and I got to thinking about it when I was a teenager, Dad used to listen to these motivational tapes. He was in the real estate business, and one of them was my favorite, and I had listened to it for many years, up into my early 20s, but I hadn't listened to it in many, many years, and I dug it back out, and I got intrigued with it again at a different level, because it's one of the most classic talks ever done in motivational speaking out there. The story is this: Earl Nightingale was one of the voices. He had kind of a Chris Hogan type voice. He was one of the voices on WGN radio in Chicago. And this is back in the day in the 1940s and 50s when there were radio shows, meaning like the Lone Ranger was on. And, so they'd have the tokenesque, and High Hole Silver, right, the whole thing. The shows were on the radio. And there was a show on the radio called Sky King, and he was Sky King, Earl Nightingale's voice. He later left the radio and went in the insurance business and opened a general agency, meaning he had insurance agents working for him selling insurance. And every Monday morning they would do a staff meeting, a pep talk for the sales team, and send them out, get them all pumped up, late 1950s, send them out to sell insurance. And one week he was getting ready to go on vacation, and his sales manager that worked for him came to him and said, without you here, he said he wanted to go fishing up in Canada, and he said, without you here, while you're on this fishing trip, these guys are going to get, they're going to lose their motivation. Can you do something to leave a message? And so he went into the studio and taped this message. And they pressed it out on acetone records, just a little simple bad LP, kind of a wobbly thing. But they played it for them, and the guys got so fired up, they ran through a brick wall, man, it was unbelievable. And then the other insurance agents heard about this, and so this record started being passed around, and then they formed it up into the old-fashioned LP, the actual records, 33s and 78s, you all remember? And this is one of them. I've bought several of them over the years. I collect them, these versions of this. And these LPs like this, the old records, and this was the first 1 million seller in human history of a recorded talk. Plenty of Elvis records during those days that sold more than 1 million, right? This was the first motivational talk, audio talk that sold 1 million copies. And there's several versions of the cover out there, but it was used a lot in the sales industries and around real estate, around insurance and that kind of thing. And that's where my dad eventually picked it up. His version was a cassette tape by the time it got to my parents. The talk is called The Strangest Secret. And it's one of the best 34 minutes you'll ever listen to. Pull it up on YouTube sometime and listen to the talk. It's a classic in the space that I'm in. People who communicate from stages. And we've all learned it over the years. So those of us that are good at our craft, we study it. It's like the Martin Luther King speech. You study the tone and how he handled that speech. And Brene Brown did a whole TED talk on how Martin Luther King's speech worked and why it connected to us, not just what he was saying, not just the timing of what he was saying, but how he said it. And so it's a craft issue. So in The Strangest Secret, he quotes Ralph Waldo Emerson. He says, a man is what he thinks about all day long. In the Bible it says, as a man thinks.
Hey guys, so we just finished with the SMART conference and it was amazing. Everybody was fantastic. Of course, you love Dave. I got to see Rachel Cruz and got her to sign a book. I got her new book, Love Your Life, Not Theirs. And I got to see Chris Hogan, got him to sign the Retire Inspire book. And let's see, everybody was awesome. Les Parrott was super funny. It was super funny and super entertaining. And it was just really high energy. So it was really, really enjoyable, and I'm tired. It was very long. I mean, it didn't seem like it was an all-day event, but towards the end of it, you do get tired. But it was fantastic. And yeah, guys, so if you guys have a chance, definitely check out any of their live events. I know that the SMART conference is where they have all of their personalities, but if you can catch just a few of them, they were all fantastic. So definitely check them out. And yeah, that's pretty much it. It was so worth it. So inspirational, just so informational, and it was It was the best time. So definitely go check that out, you guys. I think we're about to head to the hotel now. We're going to stay overnight. And we're going to go to dinner and probably go to the Dollar Tree because you guys know how I love the Dollar Tree. So maybe I'll do a haul for you guys if I see anything good because we are in the Atlanta area. So hopefully their Dollar Trees are awesome. So I will pick you guys up sometime later. If not, this will be the end of the vlog, but I definitely hope you guys enjoyed everything and enjoyed all of the mini clips that I put in here for you guys. So I hope you guys have a fantastic Saturday, and I will talk to you guys in my next video.